So this morning's talk is on glitch art and queerness. Our speaker is Sky Goodman, who joins us from Chicago. Sky has an MFA from Columbia College, specializing in poetry. Sky's background is teaching creative writing and literature to high school and college students. Currently, Sky works full-time as an artist. They create music videos for bands and work with virtual reality and 3D software, creating dreamscapes. Sky regularly collaborates with other musicians, artists, and dancers. They are a part of the audiovisual duos Interference, Ethereal Interface, and Twin Render. They are one half of the new media collective Shrine, which puts on live events, exhibitions, and performances in Chicago. Sky is author of 3 published poetry books, Starfish, Deep Dream, and Universal Texture. Their work has been exhibited internationally and in the metaverse. And not so incidentally, Sky's parents, Jerry and Mimi Goodman, are members of the society and are also key in the Bronx Parents of Pride support and advocacy group that meets monthly, currently via Zoom. I'm really looking forward to this, Sky.
Thank you. And let me know when I should take it away. Okay, good to go. Everyone's
Yep, go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you, everyone, for coming today, and happy Pride. It's so nice to see people gathering from all over the country. I also know that I have a friend joining who's from Brazil. There might be some people from other parts of the country, so it's really awesome that we can all be here together. So for this Pride event, I want to give a talk on a art movement that's very dear to my heart called glitch art, and also kind of tie it into queerness and why I think glitch art and queerness are connected. There's a myriad of ways in which I think the two are connected. But before I get into how glitch art and queerness are connected, I know with this particular audience, glitch art might be a completely new term, something that you have not heard before. So I want to give some context to what is glitch art, provide a little bit of context for what it is. And then once you kind of have that base understanding, we can kind of talk about, okay, how does it relate to queerness? So I'm going to share my screen, and I have a few slides to go through to accompany me while I talk a little bit about what glitch art is. So bear with me while I pull that up. Okay. So the word glitch actually has its roots in Yiddish, which I think is a pretty cool thing to think about. It's derived from a Yiddish word that means slippery place, meaning to slide or glide. And it was used in the 1940s by radio announcers to indicate an on-air mistake. So when we think about a glitch, and we've all heard the term like from the Matrix, like, oh, it's a glitch in the Matrix, or, you know, my computer's glitching out, the billboard's glitching out, the ATM's glitching out. We know when there's a glitch, it's usually something going wrong or perceived as a mistake or a bug in software, something that you want to fix, right? So if the Zoom starts glitching out, right, that would be catastrophic for today's talk because I'm trying to, you know, present information to you. And if it glitched out, it would interrupt that. But the thing about glitch art is it's taking that thing that is supposed to be an error or supposed to be a mistake, it's taking that and it's saying, let's find the beauty in the error, in the mistake. Let's find a way to show that there's something beautiful that can come from these artifacts breaking down. And so on an aesthetic level, in art, glitch is actually taking these bugs and these mistakes and these errors in software and playing with them. So you can be breaking code, breaking images, and finding a way to find beauty in what's broken. So, for example, if you see the image below the definition here, that's actually a self-portrait that I made using two different types of glitch techniques. One is called analog glitch, where I'm basically using old video mixers from the 80s and 90s to create what's called video feedback. And then I'm using another type of digital glitch called data bending. And that's how you get this cool image over there. Um, so, so glitch is the unexpected result of a malfunction, especially occurring in software, video games, images, videos, audio, and other digital artifacts. And I'll just say that glitch art is been it's not brand new. It's been around now for at least in popular culture, glitch art has been around for the last 10 to 15 years. And we can actually find glitch's roots, maybe the first glitch piece all the way back in the 1970s, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. So I'm just going to switch my slides over here. And so, yeah, I will touch that, how glitch has roots all the way starting back from the 1970s. So it's not really a new thing. And if you're interested, because I can only give kind of a cursory explanation of glitch, there's tons of articles and essays. All you have to do is Google glitch art and you find a ton of stuff. So I want to talk about some of the subcategories of glitch because different types of glitch art will yield different types of aesthetics. So one type of glitching is called hex editing, and it's hex editing a JPEG file. And so basically every single image that's a JPEG, that you see on your computer. So if you've taken, a bunch of pictures with your iPhone and then you import those all into the cloud or onto your hard drive, there's an area where you can actually access the ones and zeros that make up the code of that image, because everything is the ones and zeros and the code making up the image. And there's a place where you can actually go into the ones and zeros and you can start to manipulate the code that's making up the image. And so one of the first forms of glitch art I ever tried was this type of glitch. It was super fun. And you just move some things around and it starts to break the image. So this is a screenshot of a YouTube video of teaching you how to do that. And on the right, it was a picture of a gorilla. And you can see that the lines are from changing the code in the image. So that's what happens if you play around with JPEGs a little bit. There's another type of photo file that's called PNG files, similar to JPEG, but they're a little bit different. And so how you go about glitching those is a little bit more complicated than the hex editing technique. But if you see here, totally different type of aesthetic. So for glitch artists, if we see this, instantly we know it's a PNG file that's been corrupted. And there's all kinds of tutorials that can teach you how to break that image in this way. I've always loved corrupting PNG files because there's they sort of look expressionist to me. So there's something about the colors breaking down here and the maximalism that really screams abstract expressionism to me, and I just adore it. Another type of glitch art that is fascinating to me that I've never explored that much, but a dear friend of mine who's an amazing glitch artist, her name is Donya Darkstone. She has a lot of tutorials and is kind of known for her sonification processes. And basically sonification is if you bring image files into a music software and you open the picture files in the wrong software, you can get this sort of sonification process here where you've glitched out the image because it's in the wrong program. So Vice had an article a few years ago that talks about what happens when you edit photos like music. So such a cool idea. So it says by editing image files in sound editing software, Audacity, you can get results like that. And to me, there's a inherent queerness in sonification and a transness in sonification, because you're taking something that's a photo and you're opening it up in a music software. And so to me, there's something about a transformation, or one interface, which could be like a body, going into another interface, which is like another body. So you can see that there can be parallels drawn there between sonification, transness, queerness. So I think that's pretty cool. Let me go back to this. So those are some of the core types of glitch art. The main type of glitch art that I found myself in my own art practice working with is something called analog glitch. So you see all the thumbnails here. These are all images of videos that I've created. And the way that I've created these videos is by using video mixers, video hardware, and I'm using it sort of quote unquote in the wrong way. I'm using it in a way that it wasn't intended to be used. So when you have a video mixer back in the day, a lot of times they were used in an AV audio visual situation. Many churches and synagogues use them. You'd have a big mixer, it could be hooked up to a monitor or a projector, and you're using it to just control whatever's happening at the event that's audio visual. And usually you're using it so there's a seamless transition between things, right? So glitch artists like myself take the machines and use them in a subversive way, or a way that they're not intended. You find little hacks or little tricks to get images that you wouldn't otherwise. And so I've turned it into a painting tool, essentially, where the television becomes my canvas and the video mixer becomes a paintbrush. And I'm essentially creating these sort of abstract pieces with the video hardware. And that's, I'm not alone. I'm one of like thousands of people playing with this type of technology and making this type of art. So there's really is like a thriving art scene of glitch artists in general and analog glitch, and it's super international. Some really good resources if you want to do some digging after the talk. My friend Wei has a resource called glitchit.com, which is this website right here. He used to put out monthly webzines on glitch art, covering all kinds of topics that would talk about glitch art and how it relates to politics, glitch art, how it relates to aesthetics. And then he also gives resources on tutorials and other people writing essays and academic research on glitch art. So that's a really great resource. If you're someone who's curious about getting into analog glitch, Tachyons Plus is some of the gear that I use to create. And he takes salvaged hardware and repurposes it to become art instruments. And you can see like one example of how he's turned these machines into beautiful works of art. And another great resource is a dear friend of mine, an amazing artist, James Usole. James has one of the most comprehensive blogs or archives of glitch art on Tumblr. So if you want to just get lost in, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. If you just want to get lost in the images and start to familiarize yourself kind of semiotically with how to identify what glitch art looks like, this is the most comprehensive archive that I've been able to find of glitch artists on the internet. You can scroll through, and James is wonderful at staying organized. So if you click on any of the images, it will tell you the title, the artist, and the subgenre of glitch, and also like the date that it was created. Just like looking through it, I've already found one of my own pieces right here, which is a portrait of my friend. So it's pretty cool. So that's a great resource as well. And I'm always happy to if, if people ever want to reach out to me individually. I've gotten a lot of people started in glitch art, so never feel hesitant to ask. Um, so glitch art is a very community oriented art form. There's a lot of emphasis on sharing resources and tools, and different from some other art forms where they can be kind of gatekeepy, like uh, an inability or lack of desire to want to share the secret sauce, so to speak, or the skill set. Glitch is one of the core ethos of Glitch is sharing tools and resources and empowerment and trying to help people to explore with the tools and resources that they have around them. And I think one of the reasons Glitch became so popular for this generation is because we are surrounded by tools that are ubiquitous, like the iPhone or MacBooks and different things. And we're thinking like, okay, how can we play with them in a different kind of way? Um, so let me see if there's any other last things I want to share with Glitch. Maybe the last thing before I get into how it connects to queerness is also that there is a difference between this idea of a natural or feral glitch. And I put feral glitch in quotes because John Cates, who is a very well-renowned glitch artist and also a dear friend, coined the term feral glitches, which are glitches that happen in the wild, versus sought-out glitch techniques that you're purposely trying to create. So, for example, if you are driving down the highway and the billboard starts glitching out, that would be a feral glitch because it's a glitch that you found in the wild that nobody prompted. It's the true sign of machinery breaking down, right? If you go to the ATM and you try to take out cash, which I don't know who even does that anymore, but already feels like a relic from the past. But if you are in that situation, you're trying to take out some cash from the ATM and it starts glitching out, that is a feral glitch. If you are trying to stream the NBA finals on your computer and all of a sudden you get some PNG corruption by accident, that is a feral glitch. So glitch artists are strange in the sense that we actually get excited when we see these glitches, where other people are like, crap. We're like, yes, a glitch. So you've got your natural and feral versus sort of your sought out glitch, which is like an artist saying, oh, I want to try to emulate or express something on purpose with a glitch aesthetic. So those are two categories that exist. Another awesome resource that I don't think we have time to look at today, but I highly recommend. It's just a 6-minute video on the art of the glitch. I haven't found anything better at succinctly articulating what glitch art is and all the subgenres on video better than this one. It's pretty awesome. It's also a dear friend of mine who put it together with PBS, and it really goes into what glitch art is and how it has become sort of punk rock of this art moment. So it's kind of similar to punk in a way, because glitch is kind of a reaction to things working perfectly and embracing failure and error. So I hope that provides people who knew nothing about glitch with at least a little bit of a basis, so that when I talk about how it connects to queerness, that we're not just floating in the void. There's a little bit of a foundation. And for me, as a queer person, I guess I'll say that like my love of glitch and how I came to glitch art was very organic, and it actually happened because of a feral glitch and my computer kind of glitching out and me falling in love with the pixelated colors and then wanting to know more and then finding an entire community of artists that were already engaged, right? So it was organic in the sense that I didn't come into glitch thinking already, oh, this has a queer element to it. It was more like I was intrinsically drawn to glitch art, and then years later kind of had to peel back the layers of like, why is this something that I feel so drawn to? Why is this something that I connect to so profoundly? And I think the link and the bridge there really is being a non-binary queer person in the world. I feel very drawn to an art form that gives me the freedom to break things, to celebrate mistakes and error. And we'll talk a little bit about that now. So, and also these two pieces are a very older glitch work of mine. This is a self-portrait on the left, um, and made with video hardware, with, like I was sort of telling y'all about. And the piece on the right is a current project that I'm working on with artificial intelligence, where I'm making a series of young androgynous men to kind of explore my own gender identity, sort of working with the machine and seeing what kind of bizarre things it spits out, and then bringing the images into a 3D modeling software to further paint and add texture and stuff. So these are kind of like, you've got the old and the new of what I'm working on. So glitch art and queerness. So the first thing I want to say is I'm by no means the first person to think about this topic. There have been academic essays written on glitch art and queerness. There have been PhD dissertations written on glitch art and queerness. There is a long and varied history of glitch feminism and manifestos, and if you start to dig, you can find a lot. So I'm just really touching the surface here of something that has been explored by many people. While I was sort of preparing for the talk and just thinking, I came up with a few like bullet points of glitch and queerness. So the first connection for me of glitch art and queerness is the idea of forging a new path. So when you grow up queer in a society where every place that you move in space, in your body, around other bodies, in society, all the signals you're getting from an early age are that the world has not been made for you. This is not your world, right? And you have to dig deep into yourself as a queer person. This is I think a pretty collective experience for every queer person, that you have to go on this journey of acceptance within yourself, even if the signaling and the messaging that you're getting from the outside is either negative or erasing you or ignoring you or telling you you don't belong in all these kind of sometimes blatant ways and sometimes imperceptible ways. So when you're a queer person, you kind of have to create your own environments. You find your own people, you find the people that accept you, you find community, you also create new language, and you have to kind of forge a perspective that you know inside yourself is right, even if the society or the social order that's prescribed is telling you it's not. And I think that glitch art is heavily connected to this, because a glitch art is wanting to say, here's the pretty image, here's my face on Zoom, but what's the machinery underneath that facade, or the machinery that's sort of beyond the veil, right? And so glitch art's asking you to lift the veil, to see the naked truth, to see the inner workings of how things actually are. And it's allowing you to also play and experiment and find new language, which also leads into experimentation, right? So glitch art and queerness as experimentation, I think that also inherent in queerness can be a kind of fluidity, a kind of trying things out, trying things on until they feel right. And kind of edging your way into something, and then trying to wear it and feel comfortable and seeing how it fits. And glitch art does that. You are taking tools and you're breaking them, and sometimes you can break them so much that the file is corrupted and it no longer works. But a glitch artist with finesse learns how to break things just enough that you've experimented and you've gotten something profoundly beautiful from from your experimentation. And I think that is part of queerness as well. Um, a kind of trying out different things and a resiliency that comes. And I think glitch art is very resilient, because you're literally taking something and trying to rearrange it, break it, and what you're getting is gorgeous results. That to me seems like the very definition of resilience. And I think that you find resilience in the queer community as well. Um, we talked a little bit about exposing a system for how it truly functions. I think that's a core bridge between glitch art and queerness as well. But also ownership of language is a big one too. So if you think about, like we talked about the etymology of the word glitch and how it it really is a word to talk about something negative, a mistake, an error, something that you don't want to have happen, something that you want to fix. Glitch artists in contemporary time have taken ownership of that word and have turned it into something positive. So now when you meet a glitch artist and they talk about glitch, this is something to celebrate. It's an art form. The work is exhibited, the work is shared, celebrated, investigated, written about. That to me is taking the negative connotation that society and mainstream society has set for it, and then more marginalized communities taking that word and saying, no, we celebrate glitch. Well, you can find the same thing with the word queer, right? Queer historically is a word to, in the 50s and 60s, and this was a word to put down a gay person, and not even just a gay person, but also like, oh, they're queer used to just mean strange, right? It used to just mean someone's weird or behaving in a way that doesn't fit mainstream society or what's acceptable. And now when I identify myself, my preferred way of expressing myself is saying I'm queer, and that's like empowerment, celebration. So I think that ownership over language is also a way that glitch art and queerness come together. And you find a lot of queer people, not just myself, but there's a pretty thriving trans and LGBTQ community of people who are drawn to glitch art for those reasons. And I've always been drawn to glitch because the community is so accepting, and it's not just trans and queer people, but it's also cis het people that feel othered or different in society. Because you can be kind of on the queer spectrum, even if you're not gay or trans, you can sort of say, I never fit into the society in a way that I found a place for myself. And a lot of times in the glitch art community, everybody is accepting of each other, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, where you fall on the spectrum. It's kind of like you have everything, but everybody in there has what felt like a black sheep or othered at some point in their life. So there's really is that kind of unspoken understanding between glitch artists and the queer community. So I think that is pretty much all of the thoughts that I had about glitch art and queerness, and I thought it could be cool to open it up to questions or conversation. But I just basically wanted to give you that little background of what glitch art is, how it relates to queerness, and to also let you know that there, if it is a new concept for you, there's tons of stuff about it online.